All right, let's get this show started!
After falling to Aiemann Zahabi by unanimous decision at Saturday's UFC 315 in a controversial result, Jose Aldo announced his retirement in front of a packed house in Montreal. Many believed Aldo deserved the nod on the judges' scorecards, but regardless of whether he'd won or not, the UFC Hall of Famer was ready to walk away. Now, Aldo took to social media and released an emotional statement writing, "This may have been my last time inside the octagon. This week I faced one of the biggest battles of my life, and it wasn't against an opponent, but within myself. Over the past few years, I rekindled the dream of becoming a champion once again. I trained as I always did, gave more than I ever had. But while cutting weight, something inside me said, you don't need to do this anymore, and I listened. It's time to move forward, to live for my wife, for my kids, to celebrate the story I wrote with every war, every belt earned through blood, sweat, and faith. Thank you Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta. Thank you to the UFC. And most of all, thank you my fans. You were the fuel behind every walk to the cage. You made me a king. If this was my farewell, know that I leave in peace, with a heart full of gratitude and my head held high, because I made history, because I lived my dream, because above all, I stayed true to myself." Aldo retires after 2 UFC featherweight title reigns and his UFC Hall of Fame induction in 2023. At one point in his career, he won 18 consecutive fights from the tail end of his WEC tenure into his UFC stint. Tom Aspinall continues to voice his frustration over the uncertainty surrounding a potential fight with Jon Jones. To make matters more complicated, it was recently announced that Jones will coach opposite Nate Diaz on the Russian version of The Ultimate Fighter, set to film in Thailand. A development that certainly doesn't help move the Johns vs Aspinall fight forward. In a recent interview on the High Performance podcast, Aspinall once again voiced his frustration, urging the UFC to either make the fight happen or allow him to move on. You can watch the full interview on High Performance Podcast YouTube channel. Link is in the video description.
What do you think you can do to make that fight happen?
Me personally, I can't do anything. I think it's just down to money. I think on his side. So I will fight whenever, wherever he wants. But it's down to money, I think.
When you say he's afraid to take the risk, what do you mean by that?
I just think that at this stage in his career, he's had an amazing career. I just think that he's like 37, 38 years old, but not only that, he's got a million miles on the clock. So he's got a lot of damage on the body. He's took a lot of shots to the head. And that's not me saying anything negative about it. That's the reality of it. And I'm sure Jon Jones is aware of that. When you put him in with, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but I'm literally the most dangerous guy in the UFC if you look at the stats. When you put him in with a guy of my size who has them credentials at this stage in his career, I think Jon's a smart guy and he realises that, so he wants compensating financially for it.
And how does it feel that you constantly have to address this topic?
Oh, I'm well bored of it. I've had enough. We either need to fight or I need to move on and do something else.
Dan Hooker has just undergone a second surgery on his injured hand. The injury originally occurred in March, forcing him to withdraw from his scheduled UFC 313 bout against Justin Gaethje. In a video posted to social media, the Hangman confirmed the procedure is complete and shared some details on how it went.
So I just had a second hand surgery today, and not a major. I just had too much scar tissue in the joint, so they just went in and just like cleaned it out in there. But it was pretty freaky. They kept me awake for the first half of the surgery, and I remember kind of coming to, and there was like the curtain, and then I pulled the curtain down, had a look over, and I was watching them do it. They were like cutting into my hand, and I could like you could see the screws and stuff. It was pretty, and then I was like, I'll wait for a bit, and then I was like, nah, this kind of hurts now. I was like, can you just knock me out? And then they knocked me out for the second half of it. But all good, went sweet as. Be back to it in no time. Got my, yo!
Sean O'Malley's prank nearly led to a fight with an unsuspecting civilian. In a recent video posted on O'Malley's YouTube channel, the former UFC champ and his associate pretended to be authorities while wearing safety jackets to prank a civilian. After revealing it was just a prank, the man told them they were lucky because he was about to knock them out. The video has been online for a while, but it recently went viral again.
Is this your guys' car? Yeah, why? Oh, I'm just doing my job. Somebody called me about someone parked on pump 2 and they weren't pumping gas.
I hooked up.
Yeah.
My brother, he's a sergeant. Bro, I got a family member and a brother that's a sergeant, so it's all hooked up.
Yeah.
My brother, he's a sergeant.
Hey, dude, I'm just messing around.
Yeah, we're just fucking around.
Bruh, you almost got slapped, bro. That's crazy, bro, because I've been in prison for assault twice already.
Do you think you would have actually tried to fight us or anything?
If you guys would have tried to hook it up, bro, you guys probably would have been slapped. I'm going to go to boxing. So.
Okay. Henry Cejudo and Colby Covington recently had a spirited exchange. Both fighters are known for their promotional tactics, although a large section of the MMA community typically finds their methods controversial or cringe. In a recent video posted on Cejudo's Instagram page, he can be seen arguing with Covington at the Celebrity Poker Tour. However, both appeared to be in good spirits, suggesting the interaction may have been more playful banter than serious confrontation.
You, Colby. Colby ain't got shit. Hey, say what's up? Show that like a bell, Colby. Colby, win the bell. Win the bell, Colby. Colby Covington, win the bell. Let's go. I wasn't trying to take it there.
AKA Coach Javier Mendez believes Belal Muhammad made a crucial mistake that cost him the title at UFC 315. Belal had said in the build-up to the fight that he was going to stand and strike with DELLA Maddalena, but this ended up playing into his opponent's game. Now, in an interview with Submission Radio, Coach Mendez said he was surprised Belal didn't rely more heavily on his wrestling, and pointed to that decision as the key reason for the loss.
That's what happens, you know. You get comfortable thinking, "Oh, I'm going to prove to people I can stand." None of us thought that that Belal would be able to beat him just stand up. So he wanted us thought he could do, and that's what I'm thinking, you know. So I could be wrong, but you know, that's what it appeared like to me, that he wanted to stand. He didn't want to implement what got him the title, and that's the mistake people do. And that's one of the things that I don't know if you guys always remember, but I'm always used to be on Khabib all the time, because Khabib, everybody always criticized him for not being good at always keep him on track, but he'd always go off track trying to prove people that he could stand, and he could stand. As the fights went on later, he was able to stand really well, I mean extremely well, but I still didn't like that because I wanted him to go back to made him the best, you know. And that's the mistake a lot of fighters make. They want to try to prove their point that they can do other things that people think they can't do, so they go out and attempt them, and they're having success. And this is the case here. I think personally, I could be wrong, but I think Belal wanted to show everybody that he could stand, and he said the words. And sometimes, believe it or not, when you say that, you go out and try to prove what you say, you know. And is this the case? I don't know. Belal knows. I don't. I just know that he didn't do enough takedowns.
Israel Adesanya was fired up to see newly crowned UFC welterweight champion DELLA Maddalena get over the hump. Izzy watched on as another Australian claimed UFC gold at UFC 315. In a video posted on his YouTube channel, Adesanya can be seen reacting live to JDM's massive victory.
Let's go. Come on. Nice. Ah! He went for. No. His neck. Is he all right? Look, try it now. On him. Go on, Jack. 30 seconds. This is it. For your life. Boom. Body, head. Let's go. Yes, he did it. Oh my God. Great fight. He did it. Good push, man. Even from Belal. Fuck both of them. Please. It's him. New.
Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker have both reacted to Belal Muhammad's loss at UFC 315. Prior to the event, Belal said he would face Chimaev at middleweight if he becomes the champion. Now, after Belal's loss to JDM, Khamzat took to X and mocked him by posting this photo with the caption, "He's crying again," followed up with, "Yes, he called me Muslim brother. Then he goes saying he wants to beat me, so should I be nice to you? I like real people, not fake. If you call my brother, you should be my brother. I always support Palestine, but I never support fake people." Robert Whittaker also took a playful jab at Belal on his MMA Arcade podcast, saying this.
I don't think so. He said, "I'm not leaving Montreal without that belt." does that mean he lives in Montreal now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, big change.
Far out, Rob.
Different winters there, dude. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with what you say, right?
Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Effective Article. Number 2 meme was posted by Genesis Delight. And number 1 meme was posted by UFC Memery. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.